Okay, sample of pre-board paper 1 class 10 term 1 exam November and December 2021 is mathematics standard 041. The code is, so time allowed is 90 minutes, maximum marks 40 marks. General instruction, the question paper contains 3 parts A, B and C. Section A consists of 20 questions of 1 mark each. Any 16 questions are to be attempted. Section B consists of 20 marks of 1 mark each. Any 16 questions are to be attempted. Section C consists of 10 questions based on 2 case studies. Attempt any 8 questions. There is no negative marking for this. So all the questions now I have solved them. I have done it where this place over here itself. So you just try to understand where there. In section A, you are given 20 questions of 1 mark each. Any 16 questions are to be attempted here. Okay. So in this, when you are having these type of questions over here, what are the questions we'll just go through. First question, the sum of exponents of prime factors in the prime factorization of 196 is. Now 196, when it is factored or we find prime factors, we are getting it as equal to 4 into 49 or 2 square into 7 square. So now 2 and 7 are prime factors. The sum of the exponents are nothing but the powers. So sum of exponents, that is 2 plus 2, the powers when you add, you are getting it as 4. So the answer is 4 for the first one. For the second one, the value of k for which the system of linear equations x plus 2y is equal to 3, 5x plus ky plus 7 is equal to 0 is inconsistent is. Now here whenever the condition is inconsistent, you have given that a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. That means this is when the two lines are parallel. So therefore we take what is a1, a2, b1, b2 from both these equations. So you're having a1 as 1, a2 as 5 and b1 as 2 and b2 as k. So when you're equating both of them, you're getting it as equal as 1 by 5 is equal to 2 by k, means k is equal to cross multiplication. When you're doing cross multiplication, you're going to get it as k is equal to 10. So therefore D is the answer for the second one. In the third one, in the given figure, D is parallel to BC. So the value of EC is how much? Now since D is parallel to BC, we know that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. So from BPT or from the corollaries or whatever we take, we get one of this condition over here, that is AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. You have to check what are the different types of values we can put in, and then you use those type of corollaries or the BPT directly. So here 1.5 by 3 is equal to 1 by EC. So when you cross multiply over here, you are getting EC into 1.5 is equal to 3. So that is EC is equal to 3 by 1.5, that is nothing but 2 you are getting. So the answer is 2 for the third one. So here you are ticking the third, C bit is the correct answer. In the fourth one, in an equilateral triangle of side 3 root 3 centimeters, the length of the altitude will be how much? Now in this equilateral triangle, I'll just go into one of the notes to show you this. Yeah. Now you're having an equilateral triangle of side 3 root 3. So you're given a triangle ABC of side 3 root 3. It's an equilateral triangle. So therefore all the sides are equal over here. Now you're drawing an altitude AD. This angle is 90 degrees over here. So therefore this becomes an right angle triangle. Therefore from a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides. So here it is equal to AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square. So therefore you are getting here 3 root 3 whole square is equal to AD square plus 3 root 3 by 2 whole square. Now this is the midpoint of this, because you are taking the altitude, it's exactly going to divide this BC base into 2 equal halves. So you are taking it by 2 whole square. So now from this you are getting it as equal to 9 3 is 27 is equal to AD square plus 27 by 4. Therefore here you are getting AD square is equal to 27 minus 27 by 4. So 81 by 4, that is 9 by 2, which is equal to, if you are taking root over here, you are getting it as 9 by 2, which is equal to 4.5 centimeters. So now from this 4.5 centimeters is the answer for this. The fourth one we do it in that way. Now the fifth one, the point P on x-axis equidistant from the points A and B. So now we are taking a point P which is equidistant from 2 points A and B. So we are taking this point P as x0, A is -1 0 and B is 5 0. So P is equal to this point P is nothing but x. They are telling that this point P on x-axis is equidistant. That means it will definitely be the midpoint of these 2 points, isn't it? So therefore if you're taking the midpoint, you're getting it as -1 plus 5 by 2 comma 0 plus 0 by 2, that is 2 0. So 2 comma 0 will become the answer. X1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So in that way you'll write the answer. Then next, going into the sixth one, triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle with each side of length 2p. If AD is perpendicular to BC, then the value of AD is how much? So now how do we do this? We'll just go into this problem again here. From now you're given this. So this is an equilateral triangle again. You're having here AB is equal to AC, you know that. And it's AB is equal to BC is equal to CA is equal to 2P. AD is perpendicular to BC. So in triangle ADB, we have AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square, 90 degrees over here. So therefore you're having 2P square is equal to AD square plus P square. Now how did we get P square over here? BD square, you know that this is 2P. So BD will be nothing but equal to P. That is 2P by 2. It divides this into 2 equal halves. D divides BC into 2 equal halves. BD plus DC. Both are equal. So therefore here you are getting 2P whole square is equal to AD square plus P square. So AD square is equal to 4P square minus P square, which is 3P square. So AD is equal to root 3P is the answer. Going to the seventh one. Given that sine alpha is equal to root 3 by 2 and cos beta is equal to 0, then the value of beta minus alpha is how much? Now you know that sine alpha is equal to root 3 by 2 means sine, where is root 3 by 2 we get in sine alpha? When it is sine 60. So therefore here alpha is equal to nothing but it is equal to 60. So alpha is equal to 60 degrees, and you also have cos beta is equal to cos 90 because cos beta is equal to 0. When is it equal to 0? When cos 90 is equal, say for beta is equal to 90 degrees, you are having cos 90 is equal to 0. So therefore your beta minus alpha is nothing but 90 minus 60, which is equal to 30. That is D is the answer. Now going into 8th one, the decimal representation of 11 by 2 cubed plus 2 cubed into 5 will be, here when will it terminate? So you know that whenever you are having in the denominator, it is of the power of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n, where m and n are integers, positive non-negative integers, then we can tell that it terminates. Whatever is the decimal fraction we are having, it terminates. So therefore here we have to multiply to make the powers equal of 2 and 5. We have to multiply it by 5 square. So you are multiplying it, so you get your 10 cube, that is 1000. So 0275 divided by 10 cube, that is 1000, you are getting the answer as 0.275. So that is, it terminates after 3 decimal places. So next, the pair of equations x is equal to a and y is equal to b graphically represent lines which are, now here you know that when x is definitely equal to some value and y is equal to definitely some value, some constant value b, so therefore you can tell that they are intersecting at that point a and b. So x is equal to a, y is equal to b means they are intersecting lines at a point a, b. Next, 10th one. The coordinates of the point which is reflection of -3, 5 in x-axis. So when you're reflecting over the x-axis, you know that -3, 5, when it is getting reflected onto this, it becomes -x and -y. That is it is going into the third quadrant. Both the values, x and y values, will become negative. So therefore it becomes -3 and -5. Therefore C is the correct answer here. Next, In the 11th one, if 1 0 of a quadratic polynomial kx square plus 3x plus k is 2, then the value of k is. So now here we are having that if 1 0 of this quadratic polynomial is 2 is telling. So p of 2 is equal to 0. Now this is p of x which we are having here given to us. So if this is p of x, in the place of x if we put it as equal to 2. So p of 2 is equal to 0. So just put the value of 2 and then into this. You're getting k into 2 square plus 3 into 2 plus k is equal to 0. So 4k plus 6 plus k is equal to 0. So you're getting k is equal to 5k is equal to minus 6 or k is equal to minus 6 by 5. Therefore D is the option. Then going into the 12th question. Which of the following are the HCF of LCM, the HCF and LCM of 404 and 96? So 404 can be written as 2 into 2 into 101 and 96 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. That is, this is equal to 2 to the power of 5 into 3 and this is equal to 2 square into 101. So now what is common in both of them? So you're having 2 square is here and 2 square is also there here. So therefore 4 is common. So therefore from the answers you're having only one option where 4 is there. So therefore 4, and you can check for LCM also. That is 101 into 2 to the power of 5 into 3 the answer will be. So that is nothing but 9696. Next, going into the 13th one, if triangle ABC is right angle at C, then the value of cos of A plus B is. Now you know that angle C is equal to 90 degrees. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 minus angle C, which is equal to 180 minus 90 degrees, that is 90 degrees. So cos of A plus B means A plus B is nothing but 90. So cos 90 is nothing but 0. But cos 90 is equal to 0. So option A is correct over here. The next one, if sin theta is equal to A by B, then cos theta is equal to. So how to solve this? We'll just see over here. You're having sin theta is equal to A by B, which is, you know that sin theta, now when you're having a right angle triangle in this way, now this is the hypotenuse, this is the base, and this is the perpendicular. So you know that perpendicular by the hypotenuse is going to give you sin theta. So this is B and this is A. So A by B is sin theta. So base is nothing but, because this is a right angle triangle, you can take it as under root of, that is B square is equal to this. If you take it in this way, you can take that, what is the base here, you will get it as under root of B square minus A square. Or if you take this as C, you will get C square is equal to under root of B square minus A square. The hypotenuse is always greater. So therefore from this you can get this as the base. So therefore cos theta is nothing but base by hypotenuse, that is root of B square minus A square by B. So the option of C is correct over here. Now next, having in the adjoining figure OBC, here OABC, I'm sorry, it is a square of side 7 centimeters. So OAC is a quadrant of a circle with 0 as center. Now you know the quadrant area is nothing but pi r square by 4. The area of the shaded region, what is the area of this shaded region is telling. So area of the square minus the area of this, if you do, you will get the area of the shaded region. So therefore here you will be getting it as equal to pi r square minus pi by 4 r square. So therefore if you remove this, you are getting 10.5 centimeter square. That's the answer. So A option is correct over here. Next, going into the 16th problem. In the given figure, P and Q are points on the sides AB and AC respectively of a triangle ABC. PQ is parallel to BC and divides the triangle ABC into two parts equal in area. The ratio of PA is to PB is equal to how much? Now we know that if two triangles are similar, Then the areas you can take by the square of the ratios. So square of the ratios of the sides, corresponding sides. So now here you are having PQ is parallel to BC. Therefore triangle ABC is similar to triangle APQ. For one angle is common over here. So from WA similarity you can tell that these two triangles are congruent. So area of triangle ABC by area of triangle APQ is equal to AB square by AP whole square. So you know that this, it's telling that triangle ABC into two equal parts. This PQ is parallel to BC and divides the triangle ABC into two parts equal in area. So therefore you are getting here this 2 by 1 is equal to AB square by AP square. So AB by AP is equal to root 2 by 1, which implies that AP is to AB is equal to 1 is to root 2. So 1 is to root 2 is the answer for this. That is, the C option is correct in this. Now case based questions over here. In the 17th one you are having that in the figure PQR is a triangle. Here this is a triangle right angled at Q. So XY is parallel to QR. If PQ is equal to 6 centimeters, PY is equal to 4 centimeters, and PX is to XQ is equal to 1 is to 2. So what is the length of PR we have to find out. So now here you know that PR, here it is given that PX by XQ is equal to nothing but 1 is to 2. So we are taking this as Px by Xq is equal to 1 by 2, and you are having that Xq can be written as 2 into Px. Okay. So now you can write PQ is equal to Px plus Xq, isn't it? PQ is equal to Px plus Xq, and Xq is nothing but equal to 2Px. So in the place of Xq I am writing it as 2Px. Therefore 6 is equal to 3Px. So Px is equal to 2. Therefore here when you are taking Px is equal to 2, you are getting this as this whole thing. PQ is 6, I'm sorry, PQ is equal to 6, isn't it? If this is 2, therefore XQ will be equal to 4. Now you know that since XY is parallel to QR, you have PX by XQ is equal to PY by YR, isn't it? So therefore from this you can take that 2 by 4 is equal to 4 by A. If you take this as A, so 2A is equal to 16 or A is equal to 8. So what is PR equal to, they are asking. If A is equal to 8, 8 plus 4 is nothing but 12. So PR is nothing but equal to 12 centimeters. Now going into the 18th one, if 4 tan theta is equal to 3, then 4 sin theta minus cos theta by 4 sin theta plus cos theta is equal to. Now you are having that 4 tan theta is equal to 3, tan theta is equal to 3 by 4. From that we can write it down in that way. Now you are dividing this whole equation whatever we are having by cos theta. So when you are dividing it by cos theta, you get it as 4 tan theta minus 1 by 4 tan theta plus 1. So in the place of tan theta, you put off the value, that is 4 into 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4 into 3 by 4 plus 1, that is you are getting 3 minus 1 by, here this 4 and 4 will get cancelled, 3 plus 1, that is 4. So 2 by 4, which is equal to half. Therefore C is the option. Then going into the 19th one, X and Y are two different digits. If the sum of the two digit numbers formed by using both the digits is a perfect square, then value of X plus Y is. Now we are having the sum of two digits formed by using both the digits is perfect square. So the two different digits it seems. So you are having XY and YX. These two are different digits. So here you can write one of the digits, sum of the two digits is 10x. If you take this as the first digit and this as one more digit, that is 10x plus y plus 10y plus x. You are getting it as, if you add 10x plus x, you are getting 11x. Y plus 10y, you are getting 11y. Now then the value of x plus y, now you are having that if the sum of the two digits formed by using both the digits is a perfect square. Perfect square when it will become, now 11, if it is multiplied with 11 only, you will get it as a perfect square. So therefore x plus y is nothing but, then the value of x plus y will be nothing but equal to 11. So you will get it as 11 square over there. Next, probability of getting a bad egg in a lot of 400 is 0.035. The number of bad eggs in the lot is. So total number of eggs is equal to how much? The lot is 400. So number of bad eggs, we don't know what is the number of bad eggs, is x will take. We have to find out the number of bad eggs. So probability of the number of bad eggs is equal to nothing but equal to 0.035. So probability of getting bad eggs is equal to number of bad eggs by total number of eggs. So that is x by 400, which is equal to, if you cross multiply, you will get 400 into 0.035, that is equal to 14. Now, in this section B consists of 20 questions of 1 mark each. Any 16 questions are to be attempted. If two positive integers a and b are written as a is equal to x cubed y square and b is equal to xy cubed, where xy are prime numbers, then HCF of AB is. Now here you know that HCF is nothing but the common value for both of them. So you're having a can be written as 3 times x is repeated and y is repeated 2 times. Here in b, x is repeated 1 time and y is repeated 3 times. So common in a and b, where x and y are primes history. So here now x is common here and 2 y's are common. So therefore it is HCF of AB is equal to xy square, that is x into y square is the answer. Now going into the 22nd problem. Now here you are having the point on x-axis equidistant from the points A, -1, 0 and 5, 0. So now is telling P on x, the point P on x-axis is equidistant from this. Means it is dividing, this point is dividing AB into two equal parts. So it will become exactly the midpoint, isn't it? So therefore x is equal to -1 plus 5 by 2. That is 2, 0 is the value over here. Now going into the 23rd problem. The 23rd problem, you are getting that if sin theta plus cos theta is equal to root 2 cos theta, theta is not equal to 90 degrees, because if it is equal to 90 degrees, this becomes 0. So when the value of tan theta is, what will you get the value of tan theta here? So dividing this equation throughout by cos theta, what do we get? Tan theta plus 1 is equal to root 2. So tan theta is equal to root 2 minus 1. Therefore A is the option. Now next, a 2-digit number which becomes 5 by 6th of itself when its digits are reversed. So difference in the digits of the number being 1, then the 2-digit number is. So if the 2 digits are x and y, then the number is 10x plus y. Okay. So therefore you are getting that the 5/6 of the number is equal to 10y plus x, the reverse of the number. So therefore when you are reversing here, you are getting it as 10y plus x. So therefore here if you are taking, you are just multiplying this 5 inside, 50x plus 5y is equal to taking 6 that side, getting 60y plus 6x, which implies that 50x minus 6x is equal to 60y minus 5y. So just subtract, you are getting 44x is equal to 55y, that is xy is equal to 55 by 44, which is equal to 5 by 4. So you are getting x is equal to y and 5 and y is equal to 4. So here you are getting the number as 10x plus y is equal to 10 into 5 plus 4, which is equal to 50 plus 4, which is equal to 54. So 5/6 of this 54 is equal to reversed of this number you will get. Okay. So now going in back into this 24th problem. The difference between the digits is also 1, it seems. So 54 you are getting. Therefore this is, we took only one condition and we solved from that. So you are getting here 54 as the answer. Next one. If alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomials 2x square minus 4x plus 5, the values of alpha square plus beta square is equal to how much? Now you know that alpha plus beta is nothing but equal to minus b by a. That is, here a is 2, in this a is 2, b is 4, minus 4 and c is 5. So putting the values over there, you're getting it as minus of minus 4 by 2, which is equal to plus 2. Alpha into beta is equal to C by A. This is nothing but C by A, which is equal to 5 by 2. So therefore, alpha plus beta whole square, you know that it's equal to alpha square plus beta, A plus B whole square. Alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta. So therefore, this is equal to nothing but put the values whatever you having here. Alpha plus beta is 2. So whole square, which is equal to alpha square plus beta square plus 2 into alpha beta, that is 5 by 2 you got. So into 5 by 2, 2 will get cancelled. So 4 minus 1, which is equal to minus 1. So therefore here you are getting the options nothing but C. Then going into the 26th one, if a number x is chosen at random from the numbers minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, then the probability that x square is less than 2 is, here you're having a samples, the whole number of values x is chosen at random from the numbers, that is minus 2. So total number of numbers from which x can be chosen is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our sample space consists of 5 numbers. So now what is our event over here? So here you're having that favorable event is nothing but x square is less than 2. X square is less than 2 means what are the values when you are squaring minus 1 whole square, you're getting it is less than 2. 0 square if you're doing also, you're getting less than 2. 1 square if you're doing also, you're getting less than 2. But if you do minus 2 whole square and 2 whole square, you're not getting less than 2. You'll be getting that it is greater than 2. So only 3 favorable events are there, that is n of e is equal to nothing but 3. So probability of our x square less than 2 is equal to nothing but n of e by n of s, that is favorable event by total number of events, which is equal to nothing but 3 by 5. So therefore the option D is correct here. Now 27th, a dice is rolled twice. What is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? So now total, when a dice is rolled twice, you will have the total sample space will consist of 36 sample spaces, that is 1, 1, 1, 2. On the first dice you can get 1, the second die also 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6 and so on. So total sample space will consist of 36 sample spaces. So it's telling what is the probability that 5 will not come up either time. So therefore you can have 5 will not come either time means 5, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 1, 52, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6. So from total 36 values, 36 sample space or the dice when you are rolling up, the outcomes whatever you are having, the events, out of 36 you minus 11. What is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? You shouldn't get 5 at all. So remove all those values, all those events where 5 is appearing. So 36 minus 11 is nothing but 25. So you're getting the answer as 25 by 36. Now going into the next one, that is 28th. If x sine cube theta plus y cos cube theta is equal to sine theta cos theta and x sine theta is equal to y cos theta, then x square plus y square is equal to how much? 28th problem here you are having, we have x sine cube theta plus y cos cube theta is equal to sine theta into cos theta. So now here if I take out x sine theta common, what will I have here? I'll have sine square theta plus y cos theta. If I take out outside, here you'll have cos square theta is equal to sine theta cos theta as it is I wrote. Now x sine theta into sine square theta. Now you know that given that y cos theta is equal to x sine theta, this is given to us. This condition is given to us from the question. Okay, so therefore in the place of y sine theta I wrote it as x sine theta into cos square theta is equal to sine theta cos theta. Now after this step we have x sine theta into, if I take out common from this to these two are common, so you'll get inside sine square theta plus cos square theta, which is equal to sine theta into cos theta. So sine theta will get cancelled. So x into 1 is equal to cos theta, which implies x is equal to cos theta. Now you know that x sine theta is equal to y cos theta. This is given. So in the place of x I can write cos theta, isn't it? So cos theta sine theta is equal to y cos theta. So I can cancel out cos theta and cos theta. So y is equal to sin theta I am getting from this. So therefore from 1 and 2 you can get x square plus y square is nothing but equal to cos square theta plus sin square theta, which is equal to 1. So answer is nothing but 1. But the answer is 1. 29th one we have, if AOBC is a rectangle whose three vertices are A03, then O00 and B50, then the length of its diagonal is. So length of the diagonal, directly you can use x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. It's just length of that diagonal AB you can take, because in this he is asking to find out AB. So therefore under root of 5 square plus 9 3 square, that is 25 plus 9, which is equal to root of 34. Then going into the next problem, that is 30th one. In the 30th one is, in the given triangle PQR, angle QPR is equal to 90 degrees, PQ is equal to 24 centimeters, QR is equal to 26 centimeters, and in triangle PKR, angle PKR is equal to 90 and KR is equal to 8 centimeters. The length of PK will be how much? So now here this is 90 degrees over here and this is 90 degrees given to us over here. So now when you're taking angle QPR is equal to 90 degrees, you have that the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides, that is QR square is equal to QP square plus PR square. So therefore PR is equal to under root of 26 square minus 24 square. All the values are given over here for us. So putting those values, you're getting that PR is equal to 10 centimeters. So now you got PR is equal to 10 centimeters. This value also you got. Now you have to find out this. Now you know, since this is a right angle triangle, PR square is equal to KR square plus KP square. So therefore you are having here 10 square minus 8 square under root will give you PK square. So PK is equal to under root of 10 square minus 8 square, which is root of 36, which is equal to 6 centimeters is the answer for that. Now next, 31st problem. We are having point A minus 1y and B 5 7 lie on a circle with center O, that is 2 comma minus 3y. What is the radius of the circle? Now they are telling that these two lie, A and B lie on the circle, that is a point on the circle, means they are, so you're having that minus 1y and somewhere 5 comma 7, these are points on the circle, and the center of the circle, that is O, is 2 minus 3y. Now if I join these two over here, you will definitely have that AO will be equal to OB, isn't it? Or AO square is equal to OB square. So actually while doing by this method, I have got it as 7 units here. While solving it, now we have to find the radius. OA is equal to OB is equal to so much. So now using x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, that formula. So 2 plus 1 whole square plus minus 3y minus y whole square. So using that I got it as 9 plus 16y square. So then I got this as 9 plus minus 3y minus 7 whole square. So when you are taking it, equating both of them, I can cancel out 9. So when I cancelled out 9, I got it as this value. This is 9 plus 16y square. This value we got here. So therefore here you are getting it as OA square is equal to OB square. 9 plus 16y square is equal to 9 plus 3y plus 7 whole square. I took out minus 1 common. So minus 1 whole square, you will get inside 3y plus 7 whole square. So 16y square is equal to, here you are getting, if you whole square this, you will get 9y square plus 42y. That is a square plus b square plus 2ab I was doing. So you got this as the answer here. So therefore 7 square y square is equal to 42y minus 49, or 7y square minus 42 This is 7y square. This is plus over here. 42y plus 49. I just took 9y square that side. So 16y square minus 9y square is equal to nothing but 7y square. So 7y square, taking everything to the other side, 42y minus 49 is equal to 0. Dividing by 7 throughout, you are getting it as y square minus 6y minus 7 is equal to 0, or y square minus 7y plus y minus 7 is equal to 0. So you can take out y minus 7 common from both of them, and you cannot have radius negative, because here you're getting y minus 7 is equal to 0 and y plus 1 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 7 or y is equal to minus 1. Since you cannot take minus 1, y is equal to 7 centimeters. I got it as 7 centimeters. Okay, so that is the answer which I have got, 7 units. I did not get one of those. Next, 32nd one. In this problem, you are having cos theta minus sin theta plus 1 by cos theta plus sin theta minus 1 is equal to how much? So we'll just go into this. What is the value for this? In this, you are having that cos theta minus sin theta plus 1 by cos theta plus sin theta minus 1. So what I did is I multiplied by sin theta in the numerator and in the denominator. So I took it inside in the first over the numerator. I got it as sin theta into cos theta plus sin theta minus sin square theta by sin theta into cos theta plus sin theta minus 1. Now what I did here is I took out sin theta common from these two. I wrote it as cos theta plus 1 here minus. Now this is 1. I can write sin square theta as 1 minus cos square theta. And the denominator as it is I have written here. So here you are getting it as, here I have written sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. I have substituted in this equation. So here I am getting it as sin theta into cos theta plus 1 minus 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus sin theta, a plus b into a minus b. So now the denominator as it is I have written. I have taken 1 plus cos theta common. So I get sin theta minus 1 minus cos theta, or I can write this as sin theta plus cos theta minus 1. Isn't it? So therefore when I write this minus, if I take it inside, I am getting this numerator and this denominator both are equal. So I can cancel out. So I am getting it as 1 by sin theta plus cos theta by sin theta, which is equal to cosecant theta plus cot theta. Cot theta is the answer. That is D is the option. Next, an army contingent of 612 and members is to march behind an army band of 48 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. What is the maximum number of columns in which they can march? So we have to find out the HCF of 612 and 48. So I have taken the HCF by Euclid's division lemma. 612 and 48. So you can write 612 divided, because you know that 612 is greater than 48. So you are dividing 48 divided by 612. It's 48 into 12 is 576. The remainder is 36. So you can write this as dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So since remainder is not equal to 0, we do this up till where the remainder is 0. So still the remainder is 0, we do this. So now you know that this divisor is 48 and remainder is 36. So we find out by using Euclid's division lemma. You put this 48, the greater number, in as the dividend, and the divisor is 36. So 36 ones are 36. You are getting it as 12. So now since the remainder is again not equal to 0, you can write it as 12. Between 12 and 36 you apply Euclid's division lemma. 36 is greater than 12, so you take 36 as the dividend. 12 3s are 0. Now the divisor at this stage is nothing but the HCF of the two numbers 612 and 48. So therefore 12 is the divisor or HCF of 612 and. Now next, in triangle ABC and triangle ADE equal to triangle ADE is equal to angle B. Okay, then prove that triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC. Also, if AD is equal to 7.6, AD is equal to 7.6 centimeters, AE is equal to 7.2 centimeters, BE is equal to 4.2 centimeters, and BC is equal to 8.4 centimeters, then find the length of DE. We have to find out what is the length of this DE. So now how to tell that these two triangles are similar, first we'll see. Now in triangle ADE and triangle ABC, angle A is common for both of them, and you also have angle ADE is equal to angle ABC. So therefore from AA, because angle A is equal to angle A and this angle is equal to this angle, you have from AA similarity that both the triangles are similar. Therefore AD by AB is equal to DE by BC. Therefore AD by AB is nothing but it can be written as AE plus BE, which is equal to DE by BC. Now what is AD equal to? 7.6 by 7.2 plus 4.2 is equal to DE by 8.4, that is BC. So you're going to get this as the answer. 7.6 into cross multiply into 8.4 by 7.2 plus 4.2 is 11.4. Therefore 5.6 centimeters is the answer for that. Now if the distances of PXY from A 5,1 and B minus 1,5 are equal, then you have to prove from this one of the options. Because the point P is equidistant from A and B, you get PA square is equal to PB square. So you apply x2 minus x1 or y plus y2 minus y1. I have taken PA square, so I removed the square on both the sides. So x minus 5 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square is equal to x plus 1 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square. So you're getting a x square minus 10x plus 25 is equal to plus y square minus 2y plus 1 is equal to x square plus 2x plus 1 plus y square minus 10y plus 25. So cancel all the like terms on both the sides. So I am left out with minus 10x minus 2x. I am bringing this 2x this side, all the like terms to one side, then minus 10y. This is minus 2y here, so I took to the other side, it became plus 2y. So you're getting minus 12x is equal to minus 8y, or 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8. So I'm dividing by 4 throughout on both the sides, that is 3x is equal to 2y is the. So for the 35th problem, you're having 3x is equal to 2y. Now going into next 36th problem. In this given figure, AB is the diameter where AP is equal to 12 centimeters and PB is equal to 16 centimeters. If the value of pi is taken 3, then what is the perimeter of the shaded region? So now from Pythagoras theorem, since you know that you're having a triangle in this, AB is the diameter where AP is equal to 12 centimeters and PB is equal to 16 centimeters. If the value of pi is taken as 3, what is the perimeter of the shaded region? So now if we consider Pythagoras theorem, now here we're having that AB is equal to, AB square is equal to, or AB is equal to root of 16 square plus 12 square, which is the hypotenuse. If you're taking this as 90 degrees over here, so therefore you're getting this as, this is taken as 90 degrees. So for Pythagoras theorem, we can write it in that way. So which is equal to 20 centimeters we're getting. So radius of the circle is equal to, now AB is nothing but, if you're taking it as the diameter, so the radius of the circle will be half of the diameter, that is 10 centimeters. So perimeter of the shaded region is pi r plus AP plus PB, which is equal to, that is 30 plus 12 plus 16, which is equal to 58 centimeters. 58 centimeters. Next, in the given figure, what is the area of the shaded region enclosed between two concentric circles of radii 7 centimeters and 14 centimeters, where angle AOB is equal to 40 degrees, use pi is equal to 22 by 7. So now in this you are, so radii of two concentric circles is 7 centimeters and 14 centimeters. So you're having one circle like this and one more circle in this way, such that the center is over here. Now this is A, this is C, this is B, and this is D. This point is P, this is Q, and this angle is 40 degrees. So radii of two concentric circles is 7 centimeters. So for the smaller one it is 7, and for the larger one, that is OD is equal to 7 and OC is equal to 14. We'll, according to this problem, we are just telling that. Now angle AOC is equal to 40 degrees. So angle AOC is a reflex angle, so therefore it is equal to 360 minus 40 degrees, which is equal to 320 degrees. So area of shaded region is equal to, now we have to find out what is the area of this whole thing is shaded over here. So if this whole thing is shaded over here, how do we find out the area of this? It's equal to nothing but theta by 360 into pi into r square, the bigger radius square minus smaller radius square. So which is equal to 320 by 360 into 22 by 7. Pi is asked to be taken as 22 by 7. 14 square minus 7 square. So solving this, you are getting the area as equal to 410.67. So you can take it as nearest value as 411 centimeter square. 411. Therefore D is the answer, correct answer. Now you are going into the next problem, that is 38 problem. In the 38th problem, you have if alpha and beta zeros and the quadratic polynomial of the quadratic polynomial are zeros and the quadratic of the quadratic polynomial. Okay, 38th problem. If alpha and beta are zeros and the quadratic polynomial f of x is equal to x square minus x minus 4, then the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus alpha beta is how much? So how do we do this? I'll again show you in the note. We have that f of x is equal to x square minus x minus 4. So we know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, which is minus of minus 1 by 1, which is equal to 1, and alpha into beta is equal to c by a, that is minus 4 by 1, which is equal to minus 4. So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is minus alpha beta, the value is, now if you take LCM for 1 by alpha and 1 by beta, you get alpha plus beta by alpha into beta minus alpha beta. So which is equal to minus 1 by 4 plus 4. So if you're taking LCM here, minus 1 plus 16 by 4 is equal to 15 by 4 is the answer for this. So we got 15 by 4 in this answer. So tick that option. Next, 39th one. In the 39th one, you are having adjoining figure ABCD is a trapezium with AB parallel to DC and angle BCD is equal to 30 degrees. BGEC is a sector of a circle with center C, and AB is equal to BC is equal to 7 centimeters. D is equal to 4 centimeters and BF is equal to 3.5 centimeters. Then what is the area of the shaded region? So how do we find out the area of this shaded region? Here we are having a triangle, a sector, a trapezium. So 3 figures are there. So how do we find out the area of this? We'll just see. This is 30 degrees over here. And you're given AB as 7 centimeters, D as equal to 4 centimeters, BF is 3.5 centimeters. So therefore, how do we find out DC? DC is equal to DE plus EC. So EC is also given to us. EC is given to us because you know that it is a trapezium. Therefore, AB is equal to EC from this side to this side. So, therefore, you are getting this as 7 centimeters over here. So, 4 plus 7, which is equal to 11 centimeters. So, DC is equal to 11 centimeters. So area of trapezium ABCD is equal to half into DC, sum of the parallel sides, into the height, that is BF. So 11 plus 7 into 3.5, you're getting it as 31.5 centimeters square. Area of the circular sector, that is this part, is equal to area of 30 degrees. This is 30 by 360 into 22 by 7 into, so theta by 360 into pi r square. So which is equal to 30 by 360 into 22 by 7 into 7 into 7. You're getting it as 12.83. So area of shaded region is equal to area of the trapezium minus area of the sector. So therefore you're getting it as 18.67, or nearest value. If 18.67 is not there, you'll write it as 19. 18.67. Now what are the values of x and y for which system of equations 21 by x plus 47 by y is equal to, what are the values of x and y for the following system of equations? 21 by x plus 47 by y is equal to 110, 47 by x plus 21 by y is equal to 162, xy not equal to 0. So what are the options we are going to get? We'll just check out for this. So again, going into the, here we have the 40th problem. So we have 21 by x plus 47 by y is equal to 110. 47 by x plus 21 by y is equal to 162. So let 1 by x is equal to a and 1 by y is equal to b. So put this in that. You are getting your 21a plus 47b is equal to 110. 47a plus 21b is equal to 162. Take it as equation 1 and equation 2. So we are adding both the equations. When we add both the equations, we are getting it as 68a plus 68b is equal to 272. Divide throughout by 68, you are going to get it as a plus b is equal to 4. This is the third equation. So now subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, we get 26a minus 26b is equal to 52. So a minus b is equal to 2. The fourth equation we are getting this way. So now adding equation 3 and equation 4, we are getting a is equal to 3. And substituting the value of a in either 3 or 4, you are going to get b as equal to 1. So a is equal to 3, b is equal to 1. Therefore x is equal to 1 by a. We have substituted that in previously. So we take x is equal to 1 by 3 and y is equal to 1. These are the. So now going into the next case study, that's section C. Case study based problem. Section C consists of 10 questions of 1 mark each. Any 8 questions are to be attempted. So now here we'll just see what is this problem about. Lavanya throws a ball upwards from a rooftop which is 20 meters above from the ground. It will reach a maximum height and then fall back to the ground. The height of the ball from the ground at time t is h, which is given by h is equal to minus 4t square plus 16t plus 20. So now here Lavanya throws a ball upwards from a rooftop. Now this height which is there from here to here, this is 20 meters. This is given to us. Okay. So now when we are taking it on the graph, or any graph we are taking it. Now suppose if this is our x-axis, and this is our y-axis. So the ball is thrown from this height of the building, that is Lavanya throws the ball from here. This is the height of the building, 0, 20, and the ball is going over here. Then it's coming on to the x-axis. It is touching over here. That is here, this is nothing but the time on the x-axis. On the y-axis we are taking the height. Okay. So now here this is the point t comma h, the time at this time. This is the height the ball has gone, or you can take this as x and y also. Now these 2 points, the ball is at the same height. This is the ball where it is the maximum height it has reached. So here this is at what time is this? We can see over here that the ball has reached the maximum height. We'll just check it out over here in this problem first. So now when h is equal to, what is the first option we'll see? So now this is the height, the maximum height which it has gone is, this is the maximum height, and this is on the floor. That is the time. What is the time on the x-axis we are taking? So what is the height reached by the ball after 1 second? So in this equation, whatever we are having here, h is equal to minus 4t square, it is forming a parabola. So from that parabola, for each and every second, the height of the ball here, they have written this equation whichever is written here. H is equal to minus 4t square plus 16t plus 20. But the ball in the way it is traveling, they have written that equation over there. So in this, we have, for the first question, what is the height reached by the ball after 1 second means put t is equal to 1 in that. So when t is equal to 1, you just put 4, you're getting it as 32. So therefore 32 meters is the height reached by the ball after 32 meters, I'm sorry, 32 meters is the height reached by the ball after 1 second. Now, what is the maximum height reached by the ball? What will be the maximum height over here? Maximum height which is reached by the ball is nothing but when this vertex, this value over here, this is the maximum height which you are having. Since you know that this is the maximum height which we are having here, or this value we can calculate by using minus b by 2a. Now a is minus 4. This is in the general form of ax square plus bx plus c. So here a is minus 4, b is 16 and c is 20. Okay. By perfect square method, using that perfect square method, you have that this x coordinate is nothing but minus b by 2a. That is the maximum height where it has being reached at what point, we'll just see there. So here you're having that minus b by 2a means it is minus 16 by minus 4 into 2, which is equal to 2 you're getting. So here the time when 2 it is equal to t is equal to 2, then you are reaching the maximum height. So y is equal to, put that value in this h. So put the value of t is equal to 2 in this. So you're getting it as minus 4 into 2 square plus 16 into 2 plus 20. So you're getting h is equal to 20. So the maximum height reached by the ball is nothing but 36 meters. Next, how long will the ball take to hit the ground? So now here, when it is hitting the ground means height is equal to nothing but, because the ball is hitting the ground, when you're throwing it from here, when the ball is going from here, it is hitting the ground at what point? The height will become nothing but it is equal to 0 here at this point. Since it's going, it is hitting the ground at this point where the height is 0. So we are going to take in this equation given to us here, t square, this equation whichever is given to us, 4t minus 4t square plus 16 t plus 20, we will take that is equal to 0. So divide throughout by minus 4. So you are going to get the equation as t square minus 4t minus 5 is equal to 0, or you will get it as t into, you just take the factors over here, you are getting 5t minus 5t plus t. So therefore t into, if you take out t common from the first two values and 1 common from the last two values, you are getting t into t minus 5 plus 1 into t minus 5 is equal to 0. So having t minus 5 is equal to 0, t plus 1 is equal to 0. T is equal to minus 1 cannot happen. So therefore time is negative seconds, it cannot happen. So therefore t is positive means you will have it as equal to 5. Therefore it is 5 seconds. How long will the ball take to hit the ground means after 5 seconds it will hit the ground. Now next, what are the two possible times to reach the ball at the same height of 32 meters? Now we have just now seen in this figure, there is one height where both these points are equal. That is the ball, see when it's going top and again coming down, there is a point. Suppose if you take this as T1 and this as T2 and this will be some H. You have some, this is 32. Okay, because this is a height at 32 is given over here. Because the same height of 32 meters. So you are taking T1 32 and here also T2 32. So this is at the height, same height 32. So what is the time? We have to find out the time for both of them. That is, we'll just find out what is the time it reaches. So we are having that minus 4t square plus 16t plus 20. In the place of h, we are writing it is equal to 32 because the height is equal at both the points. So therefore, if you bring 32 this side, you get it as 4t square minus 16t minus 12 is equal to 0, or t square minus 4t plus 3 is equal to 0. So after solving, we get it as t square minus 3t minus t plus 3 is equal to 0, or t minus 1 into t minus 3 is equal to 0. So here you get the answer as 1 and 3 seconds. So the two possible times to reach the ball at the same height of 32 meters is 1 and 3 seconds. So where is the ball after 5 seconds? After 5 seconds, this is the maximum after when it hits the ground. The ball is after 5 seconds it hits the ground, isn't it? Because h is equal to 0 there. T is equal to 5, h is equal to 0. The ball rebounds over here. That means it hits the ground and again rebounds. So going into the last problem, the case-based questions. To conduct sports day activities in a rectangular shaped school ground, ABCD, lines have been drawn with chalk powder at a distance of 1 meter each. 100 flower pots have been placed at a distance of 1 meter from each other along AB as shown in the figure. Nishita runs 1/4 the distance of AB on the second line and posts a green flag. Suman runs 1/5 of the distance AB on the 8th line and posts a red flag. So from the figure you can see that the point E is the green flag, point F is the red flag. So Nishita posts on the green flag at the point 225, that is 1/4 the distance of AB. So that is 225, and 1/5 the distance of AB. Suman posts the red flag at the point 820. So what is the position of the green flag? We'll see. First it is at the point 225. Next, what is the position of the red flag? The position of the red flag is at 820. Now what is the distance between the two flags? You can see what is the distance between 225 and 820, that is E and F. You find out using the formula x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square under root. You substitute, you will get it as root 61. So if you substitute those values, then what is the distance of red flag from the origin? That is from the point A. So from the point A to F you find out, that is A00, F is 820, AF is equal to 8 minus 0 whole square plus 20 minus 0 whole square, that is 8 square plus 20 whole square. You are getting it as 4 root 29 is the answer for this. Next, if Raki has to post a blue flag exactly halfway between the line segment joining the two flags, where would she post her flag? So now that is halfway between 225 and 820. So you take x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So 2 plus 8 by 2 and 25 plus 20 by 2 is nothing but 522.5. So that is the answer.